Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. I am a love coach specifically for women who want to heal and reconcile after infidelity. You have been cheated on. You have, but this is still your person. You still want to continue on with the relationship. You want your family to stay together. You're not ready to just say, kick them to the curb and move on with your life. And I understand that because I've done it. I was that same way 18 years ago with my own husband. And after the last incidents of infidelity, I had to make up my mind about what I wanted to do going forward. Did I want to stay and try and work things out and try and get past what he was doing, or did I want to go? And I've come to the fact that I just wanted to stay with him. He is my honey. He is my boo. He is the person for me. And I was right about that all those years ago. If you're thinking that this is your person right now and you believe that and your heart is telling you that, I believe you because that's what my heart was saying. And come to find out, I was correct. I want you to find out that you're correct. I want you to find out that indeed this could work out. You could be just fine together, things working out, having the beautiful love that you wanted to have. Okay. So I'm here to tell you all about it. I'm here to tell you about how to heal, how to reconcile, how to deal with the feelings that you're feeling right now so that you can get to a place where you can heal and reconcile. Okay. So I had a few technical difficulties coming in, but we're here, we're together, it's beautiful. So, real quick, I want to run you through a couple of things that I need you to know because when you're dealing with trauma like this, that's what it is. It is a trauma. You have not just been heartbroken. That is trauma. People don't consider it to be trauma. People don't give it the weight that it's due, but it is indeed trauma, and it's something that you have to bear with and practice getting through. So I want to tell you the things that you can practice right now that are going to start to help you get through it. You're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to feel more stable. You're going to start to feel less emotional if you do these things that I'm telling you to do. Okay? So if you got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, please put them in the comments. I'd love to hear every one of them. All right? So first thing first, so we're going to deal with this like a trauma. We got to treat it like a trauma, so we got to breathe. That is the key number one thing. When you have been traumatized, when your body goes into fight or flight mode, it changes the way that you're breathing. You sip the air in and you choose to breathe slowly, deeply, fully. Hey, Gamer124, I see you over there. When you choose to change the way that you're breathing, you are telling your body, I'm safe. No, I am not in danger right this minute. I remember the danger. I remember that I was hurt. I get that, but I'm not in danger now. I need to calm down. I need to be centered. I need to be focused. I am not under threat at the moment. So if we do this on a consistent basis, 5 times a day, okay? Do your deep breathing 5 times in a row, 5 times a day. You are going to start to feel better. Your brain is going to pick up on the fact that uh, technical Wi-Fi is acting up. Everything's acting up today. All right. So we do 4-7-8 breathing. What we like to do is blow out, deflate your lungs as much as you possibly can. Then you're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. And we're going to do that 3 times in a row right now. But like I said, 5 times a day for you at home. Set an alarm in your phone. All right. So first things first, we're going to blow out. Make the noise, that whooshing noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How does it feel when you do your deep breathing? Put it in the comments. What does it feel like inside your body? Because that's what we're focusing on, is changing what's going on inside our bodies as we are trying to deal with this pain, as we are trying to deal with this trauma. If we can start to settle it down, settle our nervous systems, get ourselves a little bit calmer, we can think a little clearer, and then it's a little bit easier to make this type of huge decision for your life. Whether you're going to stay or go after infidelity is a huge decision to make. And if you are feeling unclear, if you are feeling like you can't get enough oxygen to your brain, it's going to be that much harder to make that decision. So I want you to be in the best possible physical shape that you can be in order to make this decision, okay? The next thing that I'm always going to tell you about every time we get together, I need you to be doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? If you have not, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to break that book open and start to write. Take a book. It doesn't matter. Any journal will do. Some line pages, some dotted pages, whatever you want to use, and write in it, pen to paper. I know that a lot of people tend to want to journal in their phones, and I get that. It's very convenient. However, there is something about writing on paper with a pen that says to your brain, oh, this is permanent. This is in the special book. I don't have to, remember, okay? So the yap is the basics. If you've ever been through infidelity and you are stressed and you are anxious about it, you've got to start to get on top of that in order to be able to heal from it. If you are just sitting in it and it's always there, you're not doing any of these things. You're not doing your deep breathing. You're not doing your journaling. If you're not doing those things on a consistent basis, you're going to feel like you're out of control. You're going to feel like you don't have any control in this matter. You don't have any control over what happened to you, but you do indeed have control over what you do from here to try and heal this trauma. So I want to tell you the things, okay? All right, there you go. That's what I yap about. I do. I yap a little bit, but I'm telling you the things that you need to know. All right. So doing your journaling, you need to do your date, your time, your level of anxiety, date and time, so you know when things happen. If you're triggered and you keep on writing 9:28 p.m. on a Thursday, you keep feeling like you're triggered around this time, you can anticipate that ahead of time and start to do something about that trigger before it even happens. Or it will let you know that something actually is a trigger that you didn't even know was a trigger. Triggers will kind of sneak up on you. You will all of a sudden just feel it and you're like, oh my God, where did this feeling even come from? It's the fact that the trigger was sliding in. It was something that you didn't notice, and it's just messing with you. It's just picking with your brain, messing with your senses. And so if you know ahead of time that around this time, you typically end up feeling like you are triggered, you'll know to anticipate that feeling. Bye there, Harley. Gasly said, hi, Heidi, just kidding. Oh, no, you don't have to be kidding someone. Okay. All right. So do your journal. Take about 5 minutes and journal. And then about 5 minutes right before you go to bed. Okay. Do this consistently and do it whenever you're triggered, whenever you got thoughts that keep repeating themselves over and over again in your head. Write those down. Okay. All right. The next thing that I'm always going to remind you of, I need you to embrace an attitude of gratitude. I know that that sounds so cliche. I know, I get it. But gratitude is the opposite of grief. Grief, we are concerning ourselves with things that we do not have. Gratitude is focusing on the things that we do have. You have lost something in this process as you have been traumatized, as you have lost faith in your person, if you have lost trust, if you have lost your vision of who you thought they were. That is still something that produces grief. So instead of wallowing in the grief, we need to focus on our gratitude. We can turn our brains a little bit in that direction. What happens is we will consistently be looking for things to be grateful for, and then our brains will pick up on that activity and feed us more things to be grateful for. When we get stuck in the grief, your brain can come up with all sorts of grief to give you. It can remind you of things that hurt you years and years ago if we're focusing on grief. But if you say, no, brain, I am looking for things that I'm grateful for. I'm looking for things that I am happy about. I am looking for things that I'm like, I'm so grateful this thing is in my life. If we do that on a consistent basis, our brains, instead of looking for the negative, looking for the thing that to cause us more grief, they will be looking for the things that make us feel that gratitude, that warm us from the inside, that make us feel good. It becomes a habit after you've made it a habit to be looking for things to be grateful for. Your brain will start to automatically give you things. Be like, oh, but what about this thing? You were so grateful for something like this before. What about this? Aren't you grateful for this? It will start pointing things out to you to be grateful for. Okay. So we've got to start getting this. It's brain training for trauma. We've got to train our brains that we are not looking for the negative anymore. We are looking for the positive. Okay. And put in the comments. I always do Thirsty Thursdays. Put in the comments the things that you're grateful for today, the things that you're happy exist in your life. It doesn't have to be something huge. Start with the small things. Start with the things that you're like, well, yeah, okay, I'm grateful for the internet. Okay, start with that and then try and branch out. Well, what does the internet give you? It gives me connection with other people. It gives me a way to do my work remotely. I'm grateful for those things. I'm grateful for the fact that I do have some work at all. I am grateful for a roof over my head and electricity to run the internet. All sorts of things can branch from just one little thing you're grateful for. And as you do that, as you practice that on a regular basis, you're going to show your brain what you actually want to think about instead of this trauma. Okay? All right. Last thing before we get rolling with the lesson here, I want you very, very much to stop asking him all those questions. I know you want to ask the questions. I know that every one of the gurus and all the pages and all the people tell you, ask as many questions as you want. You need to get as much truth as you can possibly get. You need to know the entire story, beginning to end. You need to know every detail, every thought he had in the process of cheating. And I get that. There is some comfort to knowing some of that information. However, I think you know enough information at this point. If you're with me, chances are you have found out some of the information, okay? You got enough information to know that you're hurt. You got enough information to know that this is a trauma. You don't have to keep digging for more pain. I understand that everybody says that you need to be completely honest and truthful, but this is a traumatic situation not only for you, but it's a situation for him as well. When you get caught doing something wrong, you're traumatized, okay? You are hurt when you're like, oh, I am out here and I am real, real wrong. I look bad. What I did was bad. I hurt the person that I love so much. Ooh, that is painful. That is traumatic. All right. So those walls are going to go up. Your memory is impaired when you're traumatized. So he's not even going to remember every little thing that you want to find out. But all of this information gathering is not to help you heal. That is a trauma response. Your brain is looking for as much information about the threat as it possibly can. It's saying your mate, the person you love, the saying. So we don't want to keep on listening to that voice in our brains that this person is a threat. Find out all you can. We don't want to keep listening to that because the more we reinforce that, the more questions we ask, the more we're saying, yes, I feel like this person is a threat and I got to know everything about them in order to be safe from them. the more you're going to think of them as a threat. And then you're not going to be able to get to the place where you are feeling more comfortable with them, more healing moving forward. Okay. So we've got to get control over the trauma responses that are happening. It's physical, it's mental. Your breathing is a physical symptom. Your thoughts, that's a mental symptom of the trauma. So if we can counteract that in any way, that's going to help. And it's going to help you to heal. Asking him all those questions about what he did and how he did it and where they were and what he said and what she said and when did it start and when did it end, and oh, you don't need to know all of that. I understand that you want to know. I understand that your brain is screaming to know. I am just saying that that is a trauma response and you shouldn't respond to it. Now, that being said, I understand that it is a trauma response. There's nothing you can do about feeling a trauma response. So I will give you better questions to ask. Okay, I've got my deck. This is the end. Where'd the deck go? Oh, there it is. The deck is right here, the and THEAND from the good people at the Skin Deep. Go look it up on Amazon. They're up there about $30 for a deck, okay? It's 199 questions. Okay, there's plenty of questions in here, all right? Plenty of questions that do not involve talking about the trauma, him describing to you what he did, and giving you images in your head that are just going to haunt you, okay? Much better questions than the questions that you want to ask through the trauma. So I'll give you a couple of these to ask because it's like an itch in your brain. You feel like you got to ask a question. It is okay to divert that into better questions instead of trying to talk about the affair all the time. Okay. So this one says, what's one experience you're glad that I had and why? They're happy that you had some sort of experience. What was that experience? Why were they happy about it? Okay. Much better questions than the ones you want to ask. All right. This one says, what do you think influences me most that I don't realize? Ooh, wouldn't you like to know that? Isn't that a better question than the questions that you have? Wouldn't that be more insightful than the questions that you have about the affair to give you more vivid images in your head? Wouldn't this be a little bit better to talk about? What do you think influences me most that I don't realize? Okay. And one more. Let's see. What do you think I see that others don't? That's a good question. Isn't that a better question? What do you think I see that others don't? All right. Interesting questions. Much, much better questions than the ones you want to ask. Pick this game up. If you need questions to ask that are innocuous, that are about healing, because this is the healing edition deck, this green one. If you go ahead and ask questions that are healing, you are going to get to the healing much faster. Okay. Instead of asking all those awful questions about all the details about what he did, oh my God, we don't need to know that. That is not helping us. All right. So, all of that being said, we're taking care of the trauma. I was yapping about the trauma, about what you can do to start to relieve it, because you need to know that. You need to know that there is a way to relieve this trauma. I know it doesn't feel like it in the moment. I know that when you are devastated, when that first wave of devastation hits and you are just shattered and you are just in a pile on the floor, it doesn't feel like there's any way out. And I want you to know that there are ways out. There are ways to stop feeling like this on the inside, to get your nervous system back regulated again, and to get you feeling like, okay, we can move on from this chapter. We do not have to live in this nightmare forever and ever and ever. Because that's what it feels like in the moment. When you're traumatized like that, it feels like the nightmare is never going to end. You are never going to come through to the other side of it. You're never going to feel better. But there are small things that you can do that will start to make you feel better without you even realizing it in the moment. Doing one journal entry is not really going to do much, but as you are collecting those journal entries, as you're able to go back and look at your entries and figure out patterns to your behavior and patterns to the things that you were thinking and feeling, you're going to be able to find the roadmap out of the feelings that you're having. Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk a little bit. We are talking about staying stuck last week, but we're going to talk a little bit about staying stuck even when we know better. We know what to do and what not to do, but it's real hard and we get stuck. We don't do the things that we're supposed to do. Just like those. It's really easy for me to tell you to do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice, stop asking him all those questions, but actually not doing it is a whole thing. Okay. Not doing the questions is a whole nother thing than knowing that you shouldn't ask the questions. Doing your deep breathing is a whole other thing than knowing you should do your deep breathing. So we've got to get into the habits of doing the right things to help with our trauma, right? So one of the most frustrating things about healing is in this situation is that sometimes we know exactly what would help and we still don't do it. We've got the information. You may have been listening to me. There are plenty of people who are on their 6th or 7th time hearing me. Hearing what I'm saying, it's making sense, but you actually haven't made the leap to doing it yet. I always love talking to those people because it's like, I kept listening to you and you kept saying the same things. And then I tried it and damn, who knew it was going to work? I knew it was going to work. Okay. We've got to do those things. When I've been reflecting about, gathering momentum, the difference between knowing and doing lately. I know what to do to help you all get to a better place. I can't make you come. I can't make you come work with me. I can't make you do that, but I can create a place where I am doing the things. I am showing that I know I have this expertise for you. I do know the way out of the woods. I can flag you down. I can do things that show you that this is the path to go on and this is a path that will lead to a happy ending. I want you to know that. And then come on and do what I'm saying. All right. Awareness is a powerful thing, but awareness alone is not going to create change. You have to know it and then you have to physically do it. So knowledge isn't the problem. So checking his social media is stressing you out. That it's interrogating him, sitting there asking all the questions and getting the answers. Even when you do get the answers, it's stressful. It creates more problems than it actually solves for you. It doesn't put your mind at ease. It doesn't make your body rest. Overthinking, just automatically assuming, oh, he doesn't love me and he's not gonna respond the way that I need him to respond to this. He's not gonna do what I need him to do. Overthinking things before you've even had the conversation, before you've even had a little bit of communication between the two of you, you're overthinking things, believing the worst, replaying conversations in your head over and over again, replaying what he said and what he did over and over and over again on this loop, trying to figure out if there was a better way for you to ask something. Is there a change that you could have made? Is there a better answer that you wanted to get from him? All of that. Focusing on the other woman. Oh, Lord knows. Focusing on the other woman, that is one of those things that we know for sure doesn't help, but we keep doing, right? It's real easy to fall into. Going to her Facebook page, checking her Instagram, seeing what her pictures look like, seeing what her life is like, okay? Women usually know these things don't help. Generally speaking, have they helped you? You put it in the comments. You let me know if the obsession, if the stress, if the looking, if the interrogating has helped you at all. All right. Most of the time the issue isn't the information. Most women don't need any more information. They need help doing what they already know to do. Okay. So why the fear keeps pushing us back. Fear wants uncertainty. It operates on the principle of you can't be sure. You can't be sure about this person. You can't be sure that they will not hurt you again. You can't be sure that this is the right person for you. You can't be sure that you shouldn't leave. All right. It wants you to feel uncertain because that keeps that nervous system enacted. It keeps it going, keeps it feeling like, oh, I'm in danger. This is unstable. I should be uncertain. Your fear, though, wants control. It does not want you to be in control. It wants to be in control. Okay. And your fear wants absolute guarantees. It wants, oh, you will never do this, will never ever happen again. I never have to even think about this or worry about this ever again. And that's why women monitor and check and obsess and analyze everything. Not because it works, but because it feels safer in the moment. When you are listening to the fear and the fear is like, check his phone, at that time, it feels like, oh, this is a good thing to do. I should check this phone. I should reassure myself. But then as you're looking through it, your stomach is upset. Your head is pounding. You're feeling like, oh my God, what if I find something? You're freaked out while you're doing the thing you know is not healthy for you to do. We often return to a familiar pain because it feels safer than an uncertain growth. You'll fall right back into pain. People do it every day. I know you know people who have done it. Fall right back into the same familiar pain because it's better than trying to get in the unfamiliar territory of growing, of expanding, of learning, of knowing something different and doing things a different way. That's a scary thing to do. People are scared of that, to change up from what you know to what you don't know, to grow in ways that you're uncertain of. That's a scary thing. And so your fear and your pain with this trauma want to encourage you not to do that. They're like, no, 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 no. Stay with the pain that you know. That at least you know this pain. At least this pain is familiar to you. You know what this pain is all about. But you don't want to stay stuck in that pain. We don't want to live in pain if we can possibly help it. So when someone else's change becomes your focus, it's really easy to get all consumed by what he should be doing. Even though you know I should not be checking his phone. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't ever give me anything positive. It doesn't even really reassure me because I still feel like I have to do it again. So you know that that's a thing that you should be doing. But your brain is like, but he should be doing X, Y, and Z. He should be saying these things to make you feel more comfortable. He should be changing. And then the problem with that is that your own healing gets put on hold because you are looking on the outside trying to get his part of this healing going, and you're not doing your part on your own healing. Okay. So, the more we focus on somebody else's growth, the less energy we have for our own growth. We cannot put all of our energy, all of our light, all of our effort into what someone else is doing and then expect to feel better within ourselves. Okay. So you got to create a little momentum, got to get the ball rolling, as they say. And momentum comes from tiny actions. That's why your breathing is so important. That's why doing your journaling is so important. Those things are tiny actions, but consistency with tiny actions is going to get you further than being inconsistent and just taking a leap forward here and then taking 5 steps backwards there. Okay. It's repeated actions. It's imperfect actions. You might not get all 5 of your breathing exercises done in the time that you're supposed to, but you just come back the next time and you do all 5 back to back to back. You try to build in some consistency even when there isn't some. And if it's imperfect, do it anyway. Put it out there anyway. Go ahead and start to work on it, because as you are doing it imperfectly, your brain is having record of you doing it. And so then it's easier to try again the next time. It's easier to try and be more consistent with doing your deep breathing. It's easier to try and be more consistent with doing your journaling. It's easier to wake up in the morning and try and put your brain on gratitude instead of on grief. So we've got to do it through imperfect, consistent, tiny actions every single day if we want to heal. Looking on the outside is not healing you. You got to look on the inside, figure out what you need to do, and start making those moves. So one journal entry, one walk, one boundary, one honest conversation, one decision that you are making. You make it, you do it, you follow through with it. Always tell people forgiving is a day-to-day process. It is, you wake up and you say, I forgive today. I have forgiven. I am forgiving, in all presences, all tenses that you can put it in, put it into all tenses. I am forgiving. I forgave. I forgive in this moment. Consistently saying it to yourself, telling yourself that that is the way that you're going to live, your brain will start to listen to you. It will start to say, oh, she said we're forgiving today. Let's try and be forgiving today. Okay. Momentum is built one small promise to yourself at a time. You need to promise yourself that you are going to work on doing your self care and take care of yourself and do the things that will help you to get to a better place emotionally. You have to commit to that for you. You have to say to yourself, okay, yes, he did wrong. Yes, he did. He hurt me so deeply. However, I'm going to consistently commit to doing the things that are going to heal me in spite of his behavior, in spite of whatever is going on with him. I've always found that if you are consistent in looking inward and healing your own stuff, the relationship starts to heal on its own. You are healing, and as a healing force, your relationship starts to be pulled along into that healing. But if you're not doing any of the healing, the relationship, the connection between the two of you is not going to heal because there is no energy there. There's no momentum getting it going. Okay. So you don't need a completely different life tomorrow. You need a different choice today. Today, this moment, you need to be able to make a choice, make a decision towards what future you would want. The future you is happy. The future you is feeling content, is feeling taken care of, is feeling trusting and forgiving and cared for. I am the future you. Me and my husband went out. We had a lovely time last night. We went out on a date. We did we dressed up. We took pictures. I made him take pictures. He hates to take pictures. He can't stand to do it, but he will do it because it's something that I like to do. It makes me happy. So he'll go ahead and do it. But we had a wonderful time, and he is still, we talked about it a little bit. I told you last week that he, just out of the blue said, I'm still really sorry that I cheated on you. It's like, that was one of the worst, most stupid things I ever did. I had you at home. What was I doing? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I said you were hurting. There was a lot going on with you. You had PTSD. You were dealing with bipolar disorder, or understanding that you had that. There was a lot going on. I understand now from my point of view. I can have compassion for it now. I can understand that he was in a bad place, and bad decisions come when you're in a bad place. So that's what that was. It wasn't really even about me. It was all about him. It was all about what was going on with him. But now he is trying his best every single solitary day to do the things for me. I was sick this past week. I had bronchitis and had a sinus infection. And, he went into every store and got me orange juice and made me soup and, set me up in bed and made me sleep. Even when, because it's hard for me to sit down and rest. I like to be up and going, doing things. But he was like, okay, you're sick, lay down. So it's like, I'm cared for now in the way that person back then, the woman that I was when I was dealing with the pain, when I was dealing with the trauma, the infidelity, the way that she wanted to be treated back then, I am being treated. So I was right. I was correct. I just had to get to this place. So that person that you were when you first found out, when you were all devastated and you were all shattered, is going to be amazed by what happens in the future. If you can just get to the future, just get to that future. It's a good future, okay? It's a good place to be, all right? You're acknowledged, your feelings are acknowledged, validated, you are given lots of reassurance, lots of love, lots of affection. That's where you'll be, but you just got to get there, okay? Oh, let's see. So, what's one thing you know would help in your healing, but you've been avoiding it? Tell me in the comments. Let me know. I'm on Love Coach Dasha on Facebook. I am in YouTube, Love Coach Dasha, and I'm in the Love After Cheating group. Put it in the comments. What have you known that you should be doing? You know it. You know for sure. You're like, ooh, I should be doing this to heal. And you're not doing it. Okay? What is it that you know for sure should be done, but you are not doing? And why? Why are you holding back on doing that? A lot of women tell me about not looking through his phone. That's a big one. They're like, well, I know I shouldn't do it. I know it doesn't help me. I know it doesn't make me feel any better, but I still do it. All right. What is that that's causing you to do it? It's that thump in your chest. You're like, I gotta look, I gotta see. All right. And then once you see, then what? Is it better? Is it worse? If it's not any better when you do this thing, we need to stop doing the thing. All right. Whatever it is, whatever you're doing to try and heal from this that is not working, do the opposite of that. Okay. That's what I figured out for the dreams formula for how to heal and reconcile after infidelity. That was what I figured out. All of the things that people were telling me to do were wrong. They were inverted. It were like, oh, he has to make a decision. He has to decide that he wants this relationship and he's really to turn everything around. No, I had to decide that I wanted the relationship and I was going to be okay with turning things around. He can't make that decision if I'm not on board with it. He can't make that decision if I'm too hurt to accept it. So it had to be me. There is all of this advice that is based on what he should be doing to heal you, and not a lot of advice about what you can do to heal yourself. I'm about that. I'm about what you can do to heal yourself. And then as you get into the patterns of healing, you apply those patterns into your relationship. The relationship starts to heal, and then he starts to heal too. Okay? They're always last. I swear they are. These men, I swear, they're always the last to heal, but they need healing just as much as we need to heal. So if you can be the avatar, if you can show him what the process of healing looks like, and then the relationship can start to heal along those lines, he gets dragged along anyway. It's like he's witnessing therapy. He's witnessing how it's done. And then in little moments, he can put that into his life and start his own healing. And then you get to a better place together instead of just him trying to heal you and he's left behind and you're feeling a little bit better, but he's still not okay. And then that makes it more likely that he's going to hurt you again, because hurt people hurt people. If you are healed and he ain't, he's more likely to hurt you, right? So we've got to know that the process is healing ourselves, healing the relationship, and then, he can come along for the ride. Okay? All right. I don't see any comments, questions, thoughts, none of that. All right. So let's see. One thing that I've realized lately is that I love, okay, helping women to figure out what's happening and find that next step. That is my thing. Okay. I enjoy this. I enjoy getting on a call with women and hearing what's going on and figuring out, okay, well, hey, look, this is where you're having problems. Do step 1, step 2, step 3, and you're going to feel better. I love that. That does it for me. I haven't done it in a while. So I am introducing my Enchanted Clarity Call, my After Infidelity Clarity Call. What I want you to do is sign up for a call with me. I want you to get some personalized support. This is 45 minutes. It's a 45-minute call. And I will give you a clear path forward. You will know what to do when you get off the phone with me. When you finish this conversation with me, when we have discussed the heartbreak, when you've had a little bit of a cry, when you've gotten to laugh a little bit, because I'm going to make you laugh, all right? At that point, you will have a clear path about what you need to do next. Where do you need to go from here? How do you get to healed from where you are right now? I want to teach you about that. I want to show you the way, and the best way for me to do that. The best way for me to do that, even though I can't help as many women doing this one-on-one, I really love the personalization of being able to sit down with you, spend 45 minutes hearing about what's going on with you and giving you the plan to move forward right after you tell me all that. Okay. So it's $111. It's a 45-minute call. You're going to be on the phone with me. You are going to have that clear vision about where you need to go, whatever is troubling you at the moment, whether it's the other woman, whether it's his behavior, whether it's your own healing. We are going to figure out the plan, and we're going to be able to implement that plan before the end of that call. You are going to feel good about where you're headed at the end of the call. You're going to feel like, oh, the ground is beneath me again. Okay, this is something that I can handle. I am not overwhelmed. This is a woman who knows exactly what I've been through. She has been exactly where I am. She can tell me exactly what I need to do from here. If I just do this, I will be feeling better very, very shortly. That's what I want for you for this call. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you want help figuring out what comes next, this might be the thing for you. Just going ahead and getting on the call with me, okay? So I will put that link in all of the places. All right. We're going to put that in Facebook and on YouTube. So if you are interested in getting on a call with me one-on-one, that is right here. This is Love Coach Dasha. It's right there. Then in Love After Cheating, it is in the comments and on YouTube. Okay. So I want you to really seriously consider getting on a call with me. You can pick a date and time. I've got evenings open right now. I'm not real free in the morning right now, but I've got some evenings opened up, and I want to talk to you. I want to talk to the women who need that clarity, who need that push forward, who need to figure out, okay, where am I and where do I need to go from here? I got the roadmap for you, okay? And if you want my basic roadmap, this is absolutely free. The guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity, put the word path in the comments, PATH in the comments, and you will receive a copy or a link to the copy of my guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity. Gives you the 6 steps that I use, the things that people told me, and then I had to invert them and turn them on their heads and make them be different to actually get anywhere. Those things will be in the guide. So if you got anything, if you want to talk to me personally, you have that option. Or if you just want to catch my guide and read through it and see what there is in there before you get on a call with me, feel free. Okay. All right. So that's on everything. Let's see. Anything else I gotta do? That's not about it. So your goal isn't to know more. I know that as you're trying to deal with this trauma, you are constantly looking for more information. You're going to YouTube and watching videos. You're going to Facebook groups. You're going to Instagram. You're going everywhere you can to find out more information. And I'm saying you don't need any more information. The goal is to become the woman who acts on what she already. How to reconcile. You've got that already. You just need to know what to do first, what step to take that will put you on the path that leads out of these woods. Okay. I have the path out of the deep, dark woods. I want you to come and holler at me so I can lead you out of the woods. I don't want you to stay stuck here. Okay. All right. That is about it for the lesson for today. So get on a call with me. Get on my clarity call. You will enjoy yourself. You will feel like it is worth the time and the money to be able to talk with me and get your brain clear about what needs to happen now. Get my guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity. Just put path in the comments and it will give you, my box will give you a copy of the link. But I want you to remember that this is a trauma that you can do something about. You don't have to keep on waiting for something else to happen to start to heal. You don't have to continue to feel heartbroken and crushed and grief stricken forever. You do not have to do that. If you're tired of feeling like that, if you are at the end of that, do the things that I'm telling you to do. Do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice. Stop asking about the affair. And one more thing, do your affirmations. Have you been doing your affirmations? I need you to do your affirmations. I need you to look yourself in the eye, look yourself in the camera, look yourself in the mirror, and say your affirmations like you mean them. Say them like they're the most true thing you've ever said. You would never believe anything bad about yourself ever again. Say it with conviction. Say it like it is true. And then your brain has that recording of you saying that good thing about yourself. Okay? So let's see. I'm going to just pick one randomly out of the deck. All right. This is a good one. I like this one. Today, I will persevere. Today, nothing will worry me. All my problems will pass in time. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Don't you want to live with that affirmation instead of today I will be defeated? Today every problem will come to me and I will worry about it nonstop and they will not pass. They will just pile on top of me and crush me. That is what the trauma wants you to believe, okay? But that is not so. Say the affirmation. Worry me, all my problems will pass in time, because they do. They do. I swear they do. In the moments where this is really crushing you and traumatizing you and making you feel like this will never end, you need to know that it will end. That the pain, the suffering, it will come to an end. Just practice healing, practice forgiving, practice compassion, practice moving forward and staying instead of staying stuck in the deep dark woods, and you will come through it. Eventually the sun will shine again. You will know that you came to the other side of this problem. You'll be able to close this chapter and move on to the next chapter of your life, because this will be done. I promise you, there is a day when that happens and you will be so happy you got to it. You'll be so happy you did the work. You'll be so proud of yourself, and I will be proud of you. And before that, even before that happens, I am already proud of you and I love you. I know this is hard, but you are choosing unconditional love. You are doing something so deep, so profound that you need to be patted on the back for it. You need to be given love and support for it, because it's a hard thing to do, but it's the right thing to do. It's love. It is understanding. It's compassion. It's forgiveness. We need more of those things in the world. And if you're willing to do that for the person that you love, you will be better able to spread those things to other people as well. He will be able to spread those things to other people as well. So you will be a beacon of light in the world just for going for what you want. You want this relationship to work out. Just by doing that, you will be an inspiration to other people. And you deserve to be that, because you are going for love over bitterness and anger and pain in a world where a lot of people get stuck on the bitterness and anger and pain. Okay? All right. That's about it. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice. Stop asking them all those questions and do your affirmations. But more than anything, do not do what the fear and the pain are telling you to after the trauma of infidelity. It is the path of hurting when you do that. You can get on the path of healing, do the exact opposite of what the pain and the fear tell you to do. Okay? All right, y'all, that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I'll be back again next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bring your questions. I got answers. And if you want to get on a call with me, click that link in the comments. I definitely want to talk to you. Okay? Bye, y'all.